Right.
So last week we were talking about boundaries and standards, and we were talking about like you know how you can't cross the boundaries. You have to set certain principles and
standards.
standards.
Yes.
And what not to do and try your best, like just not to cross those boundaries, because when you do, you know, there's a lot of issues in your marriage.
Right.
And we were saying how, you know, how we are in our marriage from this point, and we were telling you about all the positive things in our marriage, everything that we do to keep those standards set and keep our focus on each other and not crossing the line. But this week we want to really talk to you about all the mistakes that we did make, all the boundaries that we...
It was a lot.
Yeah.
There was a lot of mistakes.
We went over a lot of boundaries, and it's not as easy as it might have sounded when we were... Because we don't want to be fake and phony. Like, we want to tell you that we're real, and it ain't as easy as what we... You might have said, well, that's easy for you guys to say. You look like you got everything together.
Right.
But it's never that way. Marriage.
And it's never, even if we look like we got it together, we still don't have it together.
Right, we don't.
You know what I mean? You know, because us human beings, we tend to like put up a front and act like, oh, everything is fine, everything is perfect, marriage perfect, you know, your job, your business, everything is perfect. But no, not really. Right. That's not true. Because we're very good with putting on masks and, you know, fronting and, you know what I mean, behind closed doors. Everybody's a different person.
Right.
So we just really want to share the nitty-gritty things that is like, I don't know, the nitty-gritty, that's the first thing that comes to my mind, I'm sorry. The nitty-gritty, you know, our weaknesses, basically. Yeah. We, you know, last week we shared with you guys and what we overcame and where we at right now. But we really want to go back and tell you guys talk about our weaknesses, our jealousy, our hurt, the anger, the frustration, depression, all that stuff that came, you know what I mean? Us basically not being our real authentic self, you know, because any relationship, once you get in, when you know how you first date each other, you kind of like, you put on this front, you know, I don't want him to know none of my issues. I don't want him to know none of my problems, because if I show him that or show her that, you know, that'll run somebody away. Try to put this front up and pretend to be something you're really not. So when you guys start a relationship, once you start a relationship and then you live together and you start seeing that person, you're like, wait a minute.
That's what it is.
Was this the same person I met?
When you live together. When
we weren't this close? And this is a different man. This is a different woman. What happened?
I didn't know.
You know, a lot of us question that.
I didn't know you chewed like that.
I didn't know that he can just get jealous like that, or she can get an attitude like that. Right. Like, for real? Wow. What was there a button I push or something? And things start coming to the surface. The real authentic you start really coming to the surface. You know what I mean? The hurts, the pain, even hurts from past relationships.
Right.
Like things like burdens you carry with you as you come into a new relationship. You know, we need to let those things go. We have to be healed from that stuff in order for us to step over and be with somebody else, because it's not fair that we come into a relationship when we have other burdens that we haven't took care of, that we didn't get healed from, that we first got together. It was beautiful, you know, like every relationship, beautiful, everything's going great, wonderful. The honeymoon stage, you know, I was, ooh, lovey-dovey, so gorgeous, so sexy, just beautiful. Oh my God, this man is my dream man right here. Oh my God.
I didn't know she could kiss like that.
Right, you know that kiss is just, woo, took him on fire, girl. You just look at me perfect. Nothing is imperfect. Everything is just perfect. Yeah. The way he touched me, just the words that he said and how he said it and how he looked, and oh Lord, and the smell. Just the way he smelled. Oh my God. I don't know if everybody can agree with me on this, ladies. I don't know what it is about a man's cologne that does it for me. I mean, he looks fine, but then you have the cologne, that sweet smell that just... Woo! Okay, that's what we brought in the relationship. So we was enjoying the good time, like my husband said, the honeymoon stage. Right. But then we got, after the honeymoon's over, it's like, oh... Wow, like, really? I didn't know you felt this way.
Right.
I didn't know that was bothering you. I didn't know... like women hurt you this bad that you can't trust another one. I didn't know that you had women that used you and hurt you so bad that you put up a guard. Wow, what happened? What happened to that man that I first met that just opened out and just free, with free mind and just free? It's just like, you kind of question yourself like, is this the right one for me? You question like, is this the right one for me? Because he's showing me all this different reality just hits.
Yeah. Then when you decide to live together and now you got bills,
right?
Now you got to feed the kids,
right?
Now you got to do some.
It's like everything just all of a sudden just starts sinking in,
right.
And you're just like, wait a minute. For a man, because Shawn, when I met him, when I first met Shawn, he was a single man. He had no kids. He had no one in his, no woman on the side or anything. He was just by himself, and it was him going to church and God.
Right.
And when he met me, I was a single mom of 4 girls.
Right.
So you have a Caucasian man and a black woman and 4 black girls coming in together, blending in as a blended family, and trying to make this thing work.
Right.
So the beginning stages was, okay, now my hubby's here. Now I have a man in my life. Now my children have a daddy, and I have a man in my life finally now, and I could be the wife that I need to be. You start facing problems in life. You start facing things in life. You start facing, all of a sudden, he still have that mindset of, wait, I have a family now. I'm not single anymore. Right. I have other people that I have to take care of and think about.
Right.
I'm not by myself, so I can't be selfish.
Right.
And I'm like, my mentality is, I have a husband now. My children have a father.
Right.
And now I have to kind of step out of kind of back down a little bit and allow him to be the man of the house instead of me, where having to run things. Because just remember, especially when you're a single mom, of course you got to pick up all the plate. You got to take the
mom and dad.
You got to do that, and that's not easy at all. So when Shawn came in, I had to kind of I had to kind of step aside and just say, I have to let him do his part.
And that was a little uncomfortable for her.
Right.
Because she has to trust me now to be able to take care of the kids and discipline the kids like she already set some boundaries for the kids.
Right.
So she didn't want me coming in. She already had a standard with how she was raising her girls, because she was raising them to the best of her ability, and she was doing an awesome job.
Right.
She really was. She was single mother. She was taking all the kids to everything. She was the kids' everything. She still is,
Right.
She's the family's rock. She really is. Like you said, the woman is what makes the house a home. She really does. She makes our home beautiful. You could tell the atmosphere changes when she steps in the room. She's a beautiful mother. She's a beautiful woman. She's amazing. But see, now she was already had a standard on how she was raising her girls. So now someone else comes in, and now I have to learn how it was that she was doing things, because I didn't want to step on her toes. I don't want to sit there and just rearrange the whole situation.
Right.
What she was doing was already good. I had to find out a way to kind of bring my little way of doing things and not step on her boundaries.
Right.
So that was not always easy.
That was not easy.
Yeah.
Especially with us, like my husband said, having our own mindset, having our own life, living different life. I mean, this is totally different backgrounds now.
Right.
This is totally different upbringing and standards as well to living.
Right.
So both of us come together. It was like crashing. It was clashing. You know what I mean? It was stuff because I was so independent. It was hard for me to give up that independency.
Right. You didn't even get used to me open doors.
Yes, my husband was like, "Can I open the door for you? Can I carry the bags for you, the grocery bags for you? Can I help you out with this? I'll keep saying no. I'm good. I got it, because I'm so used to getting it all the time. I'm so used to having it, and no one offered me to help because I was single mom. Just remember that I was single. When he was trying to help me, I had this guard up, like, no, I don't need help, because I've been doing this. I developed this pattern that I'm so used to doing it by myself. Right. So when I feel like somebody's offering to help me, I feel like, oh, you trying to say I can't do it? Right. You get this event or you just know that you've been doing it for so long, it becomes so much a pattern, like it's part of your life, like you can't accept the help that is needed. Right. And and that's sad, because we feel so, it's not really your fault or anything. It's just like, once again, the issues in life, the issues that you've been dealing with in your life, you know, somewhere you have to let your guard down. Somewhere you do have to trust someone. Somewhere you do have to stop building these blocks and covering people out. God sent people for a reason. You know what I mean? You get this man not just because, oh, I pray for this husband, and you know, this man pray for his wife, and oh, God just sent me because I want more sex, I want another partner. And no, God looks beyond that. He sent people for your for your destiny, where you're going. He sent people to build your character, to build more of a godly character. He sent people in your life for your purpose. You know what I'm saying? The gifts that you have to build it up and become as one, and be able to, you know what I'm saying, see forth your destiny together. That's what God is. God look at the bigger picture. We always look at the moment, in the time, like we need something or we craving something, we want it. And so when God give it to us, we don't exactly know what we want because we end up messing it up. We end up messing up big time. So that's where me and my husband was at with our in beginning our relationship. And I'm telling you, a lot of it was out of anger. We both had anger issues. Man, my anger was like, it was sky high. It was like my husband anger too. Like you have both of our anger coming together. Like I am West Indian. I'm from another culture. Like my parents, the way my parents raised me is totally different from how American raised their children. And that's not a topic I'm going to get into, and I'm not trying to get into that topic at all. Everybody raises children differently, but my upbringing was so different. And I had a lot of anger people around me, and people showed for their anger and their feelings and emotions and everything. So, you know, I got a hold of that somehow I got a hold of that and stayed with me, and I was just like, I was a warrior. I was always fighting and I was defending myself and always, you know, you ain't gonna talk to me like that. You think you're gonna, oh no, that ain't gonna happen. And I was just got the head going. You ain't gonna talk to me like that. I know. I've been there before, and I ain't gonna allow you to talk to me like that. All that stuff is like, Julie, you gotta bring it down a notch. Honestly, you know, certain seasons it's just not for that kind of attitude. You know what I mean? And God just worked it out between me and my husband. It was not easy. There was so much sacrifice and dying to self in this marriage that we had to give it up. We had to work it out. We had to make this thing work, or else it would have been like divorce. It would have been separation. Nothing good was going to come out of that. And God was not going to get his glory out of our marriage, especially with us just quitting and feeding into this flesh and everything. So honestly, it was a work. It was hard work. It was winning. A lot of pain. A lot of suffering. Pain. Oh my God, the pain of.
And a lot of times it wasn't between me and her. It was the stuff that was happening. It was the circumstances, and I don't want to go into all of that. Everyone has their own circumstances. But it was heavy. It was so heavy. It was very heavy.
And because our partner is right there, we take it out on whoever is right there with us.
Say, for instance, you're just trying to talk, and then all of a sudden, one of you says, "What?"
Yeah. Tone changes.
Yeah, your tone changes.
It's like all of a sudden, it's like, baby, do you have a...
And you're hurting too, and she's hurting, and you ain't gonna give me attitude like that.
It's like baby, you know where the remote control is at? I don't know. What you want me to do? And no, it's like, I just asked where the remote control is at. Really? You know what I'm saying? And you know, especially...
And then when you're already upset, instead of giving them the remote, you might throw the remote at them.
I mean, it's real. Like, that's anger. That's like... anger to the max.
And
when you tend to throw it to somebody, when toss it at them, or you know, sometimes you do want to throw it at them, knock them upside the head because you get on your nerve. But you know what I'm saying? It's all a growing process. It's all growing process, growing pains. You know, in marriages, and it's just crazy, the stuff. When I think back at all the nonsense, and it's like very immature, it's very childish when you think about it.
It was.
When you really think about it, childish stuff. It's like, really, I act like that? We did that? We actually said that?
Certain people, like, even they look at me and they're like, oh, he's so sweet, he's so kind, he's Mr. Gentleman. Yeah, but when someone...
And he is.
I am.
Yes.
But no one can hurt you as bad as someone that you just gave your heart to.
Oh my God.
Like, I can ignore most things. But when my wife, comes at me a certain way, or I come at her a certain way, my anger goes to another level.
Right.
I can ignore certain things, but when you say something that really hit my heart, and I'm already feeling bad anyway from the stuff I've been going through.
Right. It's like adding on more flame to the fire. You just keep, we can go just, why can you do this? How come you need to do it? All that stuff. Sometimes we get in arguments so much, like, after a while, sometimes after a while you get in a marriage, after a while down the line in the marriage, you don't want to continue arguing.
Right.
You're just tired of like going bickering back and forth, because it's not getting you anywhere. Right. So we used to just like, I'm in the car, I'm listening to music, and he started talking, I feel like it's getting to that point. Right. I just blast the music. I just turn it up. I just drown him up, and I turn the music up. Like, I don't want, he talking to me. I'm like, oh yeah, Jesus is love.
When she does that, of course she's trying.
Of course, and when I do that, it provokes him even more. Right. It's like, and I'm not. It's not registering in my brain. Like, okay, I just I just drowned you out. And I'm thinking like, oh, it's making me having to not talk to you. It's making it better. It's keeping my peace. But it's messing his daggone mind up. It's making him even more angry. So he just turned the music down. And I'm like, what the hell are you? What are you doing? You just touched that music. And I'm like, oh no, he didn't. Oh no, he didn't.
I was like, you turn this CD up one more time, I'm gonna hit the eject button and throw the CD.
Right. And that's real talk for real. And I was like, you tried. You just tried.
You're going to hear what I got to say.
Right.
You can keep on popping your mouth, keep on doing whatever, but I'm going to get my word across.
Right. And this is how we've been back and forth, until we learn to master this thing. Until we learn to master this thing that we call marriage, you know what I'm saying? That's how he was. Just bickering about little things. Just things getting your nerve. And just like, after a while, I just said, you know what, God? I'm just tired of going around the same circle. Right. I'm tired of my marriage being like this, because I experienced marriage like that from different people. And I'm not going to point out anyone's name or anything. I'm not about that. Right. I experienced that stuff in my past from different people, and I said, I don't want my marriage to be like that. Right. I saw that stuff display in my face, and I'm like, no way, I don't want that. Right. And I saw my marriage going down that road, where there's couples where we was like, we were living in the same house, but we felt like roommates. We felt like there's a distance. It's amazing.
Even in the same bed.
In the same bed, and you still feel lonely, or you still feel distance away from each other.
Because of your anger and your arguing, you're not going to be close to someone that you keep on arguing with. And the thing was, he used to always get in our
language. He confused the language. That's what the devil does. He confuses the language.
You'd be like, what did you mean by that?
Say?
What do you mean by that?
I know you're not talking to me. I know you're not saying that to me, or no, you're not putting it like that. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't even mean.
It's like, baby, I don't mean to like, and then you just put up this guard like, oh, what? And you know what? Let me just give me a minute now. I gotta go. I gotta go and just prayer. You know what I'm saying? And it really isn't anything that he's doing. It's so much anger and issue that you have that you didn't overcome from so much pain from maybe past relationships. Maybe past anger and hurts from your parents, from, you know what I'm saying, friends, family. I mean, issue after issue. We have so much issues that we don't, you know what I'm saying, that people done to us and hurt us. So when we find that special someone in our life, when we get close to someone, it's not even fair. They get the dose of it. They get the punishment. The ones that don't even deserve it get the punishment, and it's not even fair. And I'm like, man. Yeah. We got to work this out, because I'm like, I don't like this. I don't like my attitude. I don't like this anger. I don't like the way I approach you. And one thing, I don't like it because I know God is not pleased with this. I know for a fact God is not pleased with it. Because if I'm not pleased with it, I know for a fact my dad is not pleased with it.
Because you shouldn't be rude to your spouse like that. Or you might say something out of anger. You still said it. You didn't mean it, but you did say it. In a way, you did mean it. You
can't take back those words.
So
words you cannot take back, man. You cannot take back. You can say sorry, but I guarantee you that word's sticking with that person. For life sometimes. I mean, it's sad, but it's true. So, it's just, I'm just so thankful that, for growth. I'm thankful, like my husband said, for pain. Even in the pain, you get stronger. Even in the pain, you learn. You learn what you need to learn. You get out what you need to get out from that situation, from whatever it is that you're going through. That's why I'm telling people, like, stick through it.
Right.
It's hard. It's not easy.
Right.
It's a fight. Everything is a fight. You got to fight for your family. You got to fight for relationship.
Even today was a fight.
Today was a fight for us.
Just to even record this video.
Oh my goodness. Guys, the things that we...
years before, we wouldn't even record it today.
Right.
We couldn't handle it.
It was so tough.
And that's the stuff that used to get into our marriage.
That's the stuff that used to like take us
right.
to the point. This video would not put up today.
Right. It wouldn't.
Honestly.
We'd have been sad. We'd have been like, shoot.
If we got into our emotions and our feelings.
Right.
And all the stuff that was coming at us.
Right.
This video would not have put up today. You will not be hearing us speak about continuation on this video.
Right.
Honestly.
Right.
But we cannot. We have standards. We have... You know what I'm saying? We have routine and discipline. Right. This is discipline, not only in your life, like your life situation, but discipline in the mind.
Right.
Discipline your mind to say, no matter what comes at me, I'm gonna focus and do what I said I'm gonna do.
Right.
And accomplish that.
Right.
No matter what.
Right.
And there's things that are gonna deter you, and there's things that are coming after you, and there's things that are trying to pull you back.
Right.
And trying to get inside of you. I'm telling you, get inside of your thoughts. You got to cast them down quickly.
Right.
You got to cast them down quickly. You can't hold on to them things. So yeah, that's definitely today, man. Woo!
Maybe 5 years ago, that would have got into our marriage. That would have got into our day, and and we would have had an attitude today.
Right.
And we weren't even meant to. Like it wasn't nothing to do with her. It wasn't nothing to do with me.
Exactly.
It was just a lot of stuff that was
outside things trying to come in.
Right, and it was left and right. It's like one thing after another, like maybe 4 or 5 different things.
Man, don't you? I cannot stand that.
Wow.
I cannot stand when it's like
Didn't
one
work
issue
the first time.
after another issue. It's like after another issue, after another issue, after another issue. And you're like, can I just catch my breath from the first 3? Oh my God!
And you did.
This is
did pretty good the first 3.
I know we did. We did pretty awesome, and we did pretty awesome with all of them.
Yeah.
I have to give myself. Look, I'm patting myself in the back, Julie. You did good. Baby, you did good.
Back in the day,
I know for a fact. I know the growth that I've came to, and my growth that my husband came to. Back in the days, that would have took the best of me. I would have been laying in bed, depressed. Yeah. So emotional, you know what I'm saying? Stressed out, and my emotions all over the place. Like, eating ice cream, just like, I don't understand. Why you calling me for this? Right. I mean, this is not even fair. I just keep getting hurt and hurt, and you're just like, God, I'm done. I'm done. I can't take this no more. I'm done. I'm giving up this. And you acting like, you know what? And a couple more hours, you're just like, you know what?
God's looking.
God, I thank you. Look at I thank you for your strength. I feel stronger. I feel more better. I feel some more peace because I got it off my mind. And you're like, oh my God, thank you so much that you've been there. All that stuff. It's like go somewhere and just sit down and relax yourself. Calm down, calm down for me because we're human. We're gonna get hurt. We're gonna feel the pain. We're gonna feel the pressure. Just go sit down somewhere, cool off, and then trust me, I guarantee you, once you cool off, you'll be fine. You'll be just fine.
Don't get me wrong. Some stuff is so heavy that your mind it goes straight to your heart.
Right.
It's like
it just even crosses the truth.
I was like, oh my goodness.
Right.
What is this?
And when it gets here, it's like, it's even more strong. It's like it takes sometimes days.
It's like a wow.
Days.
Are you serious? Did that just happen?
Right.
Like what is
this?
It
just blows you. It's like you're in the ring with Mike Tyson. He just he just give you that punch. And you're just like, what the.
And it was.
It knocked the crap out of you.
Even recording this ain't by our feelings at all.
This is not by our feelings.
If we go by our feelings, this don't happen today. It really doesn't. You know. And the thing was that's a boundary that we set right now. It's like regardless if we make a decision to record, regardless of what's going on, we're going ahead and
we're gonna do it. Yeah. We're gonna be faithful to it.
Right.
We're gonna be faithful to it and developing routines in your life.
Right.
Training your mind, training your body, training your yourself. Tell yourself, my flesh is not in control.
Right.
My emotions is not in control. My feelings are not in control. My spirit is.
Right.
Whatever I feel, so whatever my spirit speaks, I'm gonna do.
Right.
Even whether I feel this way or I don't feel that way or I'm not thinking right or whatever. No. You can't feed those things. Because that's gonna dictate your life. That's gonna dictate what you do and the decision that you make. And it's gonna deter you from what God, if the God is telling you go this way, it's going to deter you from this way, because now you're going towards your emotions and your feelings. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you have to let the Holy Spirit lead and guide you.
Right.
You have to be able to get to that point. And like I said, it takes work. It takes practice. It took years for us to get to where we're at right now. Years.
And we're still learning and growing, but
right.
Like the first few years of our marriage, we were on like a Holy Ghost high. we thought
right.
we thought we were untouchable. It's like,
right.
We thought, no, we're just gonna worship God. We're gonna pray. We're gonna take everything to God. And we did, but still, you still gotta do some things in the natural too.
You gotta do your part. I'm so.
Yeah.
I am. Ever since I've been walking with God in the beginning, I always learned that there is a part that you have to play. Exactly. There's a role that you have to play. Right. There's things that you're gonna have to do, and it's gonna be beyond the flesh. You gotta push that flesh. You gotta sacrifice your flesh, sacrifice your feelings. You know what I'm saying? The things that you want, that you desire, for God's desire. And you gotta sacrifice it. You have to sacrifice it. That's the only way. Something has to die in order for something else to resurrect.
Right.
You have to die in order for Christ to resurrect.
Right.
There's no dying, there's no death taking place, he cannot live.
Right.
He cannot live inside of you, and he cannot do what he needs to do to get your character right, to teach you and show you the right way. You know what I mean? So that's definitely where we was at in our marriage before in the past. It's like we had to get to the point where we had to die to Julie and die to Shawn.
Exactly.
And then become one and start thinking about your partner first before yourself.
And that's not easy, becoming one.
Becoming one,
you
yes.
Two separate personalities, two separate upbringings.
Right.
Two separate ways of looking at things, and you're becoming one.
Right.
That's not easy.
That is not easy. It's a lot of prayer, a lot of devotion.
Yeah.
A lot of like I said, dying to self.
Dying to self, yeah.
You gotta get rid of that selfishness.
Right.
Me, what I want. And honestly, I used to think my thoughts in the marriage was like, well, if he's not gonna do it for me, I ain't gonna do it for him. Right. How selfish is that? That's a very selfish thought for us to go, or attitude to have and character to have. Because we keep thinking that we need to focus on our partner when the only person we need to focus is ourselves.
Right.
Building the character that we need to build.
Yeah.
Finding the woman inside of us to be a strong woman for this man. I'm supposed to speak over his life. I'm supposed to encourage him. I'm supposed to pray for him. I'm supposed to motivate and be his cheerleader. The women be the cheerleader for men. You know what I mean? Even when he's not doing his part. Right. Regardless, my concern is supposed to be my bit. I'm supposed to focus on me, not him. If I get my mind off of him, what he's not doing for me, what he's not giving me, how he's not making me feel good. If I get my mind off of that, and I'm sorry with the head bopping, but that's how us women go. I ain't not doing for me. I ain't gonna do it for him. Yeah. That ain't happening. But honestly, you gotta get selfless. You really do. You have to get yourself out the way and just put your mind on this man. Put your mind on your husband. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Or your wife. And just get yourself out of the equation and said, what is it that I can do for how can I be a better woman for my husband? And I'm telling you, when you work on you and God start working on you and you really repent for that and you really want to be a better woman for him and you want to be a better mother or whatever situation you're praying on, I'm telling you, when God work on it, you start doing the right thing. And all of a sudden you'd be like, well, I don't want him to take advantage of me. I don't want him to because that's what you're thinking. That's exactly the thought.
Arguments and fights.
Right.
You're not going to take advantage.
You're not going to take advantage of me because I had people take advantage of me before in my past. Right. I let my guard down and people take advantage of me. Right. You know what I'm saying? I was too nice and people took advantage of me. Right. So you put that guard up I'm not going to allow. And that was so hard for me. So I had to just go in prayer and just ask God. I said, God, help me. But don't let this man take advantage of me. Right. You know what I'm saying? Don't let him hurt me like other people hurt me. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I just have to focus on me and how I treat him. Right. My job is not to focus on how he treat me and what he say to me or what he do to me. That's not my job. My job is to get it right with me. So and then I address it. I do what I need to do for him, and whatever he's not doing. I guarantee you, if you pray to God and you asking God to help you in your marriage, he'll show up. Mm-hmm. He said something to me, and it was disrespectful. After I don't say something nice to him, I I guarantee you, an hour later or 2 hours, he come back. Baby, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
I came off wrong.
Right.
That was not right. You said that so sweet and so kind. You were so nice to me. You did all this. You cooked me food, and I have to be thankful for that. And I'm sorry. I shouldn't lash out on you. That's what prayer does. Right. That's what happens when you get alone with God and you two connect and you working that battle out and you working that thing out, the battle out. Trust me, He got your back. God's got your back. He'll be convicted.
You know what our major problem was in the beginning of our marriage? Is she was a warrior, and I was Mr. Sweet. They used to get on her nerves how kind and sweet I was. Like she's like, man up, and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, have a little bit of sweetness too.
Right, my husband was so
over the
so
top.
sweet.
Over the top. I was.
Okay, it was both of us was over top. Look, it's not just him, so I'm not gonna put you in that corner like that. I'm putting myself in this corner too. Yeah. We were both. I was like to extreme, just right. Ain't nobody gonna do that. No. Right. You know, just ready to just box, just like boop, just ready to box. Yeah. My husband's just like calm. I mean, you could hit my husband's car, and he'll be like, "Man, it's okay, man. This stuff happens. Accident happens.
I have insurance, you know.
I have insurance. Don't worry about it.
Don't take it too.
I'm like,
yeah, I was over the top though. Yeah.
Or issues. He has issues, or something happened, like something could go crazy, and all of a sudden, my husband's just like, "Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it."
Yeah. I said, I'm not gonna lose him.
He's calm.
Yeah.
He's calm, cool, and collective, and I'm like, I'm not used to this. I'm not used to this kind of character.
Right.
This kind of attitude around me because I'm so used to being. Just remember, used to being around family members who was always arguing and fighting, and the way we argue back with each other, we just cuss each other out, or we just say something that just tongue cuts you. Let me correct myself.
Lash you.
Tongue cuts you. Yeah. Just lash you with a tongue. Just words just coming out, and it's just like pow. Right. You know, it's so strong and so sharp. Right. And my husband was so calm and just he was. Oh my God, I want some of that.
Right.
In my mind, I didn't share it with him. Right. In my mind, I'm like, I want that. How do I get that?
Right.
How do I be so calm? And because sometimes I don't want to worry. I don't want to stress. I don't want to take everything on my shoulder. I don't want to. I don't want to carry nothing else because it's so heavy sometimes. And how do I get to that calmness? Yeah. And in my marriage, I used to envy him of that because I'm like, how do you handle things so easy, so relaxed? And there's times, but then he got to the point where it was too relaxed.
Yeah.
It was too extreme to relax. Even
the kids
was taking advantage of him.
It was.
The girls was like, I was sitting there watching him. I was watching the kitchen, and the kids then was doing something to him. He was saying something to him or doing stuff, and I'm watching. I'm like, is he gonna address this issue? Is he gonna say anything? Is he gonna tell them to like chill out or whatever?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, okay, but I let it go. I let it play it on because I was like, let's see how far this go. Let me see how far this nice man, calm, cool, collective Shawn, how far he's gonna go because everybody got their limits.
It didn't last too long.
It didn't last too long.
No.
So I just back off, and I was like, nah, I'm not gonna, because I'm working on getting better and not telling him what he needs to do, how we need to do it, what he needs to do, all that stuff. I'm just like, okay, let's see how this is gonna play off.
It got to the point where the kids were like, man, Dad, you're just like Mom now. We can't get away with anything.
Right. He got firm.
Right.
He's like, no, you ain't gonna. Nope. I need you to go there. I need you to do this. Right. Nope. You're not gonna talk to her like that. You're not gonna do that.
Right.
I mean, and sometimes I just look at him like, wow.
Right.
That's me right there.
And the thing is, Facebook, like, she started getting a little bit of me. Now I see her actually talk. You know what, sweetie? Let me understand how you, what you were coming from and stuff.
Yes. Let me just be nice.
Nobody believed that, but no, she really did. She calmed down. And now I'm like that a little bit.
Now he's like that, and I see myself being more calm.
Right.
More, let's communicate. Let's talk about it.
We kind of switch hats a little bit.
Where it's
supposed to be. You know, the man of the house really is supposed to be the disciplinarian and stuff like that.
And I see what God was doing.
Yeah, he was kind of.
I see what God was doing. He was balancing that thing out.
Mm-hmm.
we both need balance. It was like I was extreme and he was extreme in one area and I was extreme in another. And he's like, that's too much.
Right.
I'm going to have to connect you two.
It was passive and aggressive. You were aggressive, a little too much aggressive.
Too much.
And I was too passive.
I was like Miss Piggy.
Yeah.
Just, you know, she did the foot thing and the hand. That was me, definitely.
How she was saying, like, how she wished she had a little bit of me at the beginning of the marriage. I wish I had a little bit of her. I was getting tired of being Mr. Nice Guy. I wanted to be more balanced.
Right, balance out.
Not being aggressive all the time.
Exactly. And only when it's needed, that aggression, that's what you need to do. You need to take that in prayer, man. Right. I'm telling you.
Right.
That's where that aggression needs to be taken. Not at your partner or your family or your kids or your friends, you know what I'm saying? You take it in prayer, man.
Or somebody's trying to, like, do you wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Like, stand your ground.
One time, like, one of these businessmen, we made a transaction, and he didn't do what he said he was going to do. So she went off on him, like, in a nice way.
In a nice, respectful, godly, but I still got it firm.
It was very firm and bold. And she said, you know what, I ain't never going to, I don't remember exactly, but I was like, man, I wish I need to do that, I'm going to take advantage of me personally. I probably would have got to take advantage of there. Yeah.
I don't tolerate that stuff. Low tolerance for when people insult my intelligence or people make me feel like small or people think that I'm not smart or I don't, I look all normal. I can't defend myself. Oh, please, you don't know. I'm nice. Right. But you step over the boundaries, you're going to see another side that you just like, man, what happened to her?
And see, I was that way at some point in my life when I was younger. And then I just started being Mr. Nice Guy. And she was telling me the same way. I
was so sweet. I was so nice. People take advantage of me. Yeah. And I just turn around. I say, I'm done with this. I'm done with people doing things to me and not being able to put up a defense.
Right.
And not be able to guard myself and protect myself. I was tired of that.
And me, I was Mr. Aggressive when I was in the elementary school, a little bit in middle school.
It's amazing, isn't it?
And I was like
awesome.
I was bouncing from school to school, and every time they'd want to, test a new kid. And I said, before I even go to another school, you ain't going to test me. I'm going to show you who I am before you even get to me. Like, I would literally pick a fight on purpose just to show them where I was at.
Right.
And then I was like, this ain't getting me nowhere.
Right, exactly.
And, I switched it around. I started being kind. I was like, I like the reception. I'm getting better when I'm more nice.
Exactly. Because the enemy, that's what he does.
Right.
You're trying to lose your identity. Right. Lose who you are. Who God created you from the beginning of the foundation of the world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he will do that, put you in certain upbringing, certain people, certain culture or, environment. I mean, just different things, you know what I mean? We all have a story. Right. We all somehow experience things that somewhere we lost our own self, our identity, who we are, who we truly are. And, it's finding that again, like, getting back to our original state, our original being, what God created us to be. And it's not easy. Right. It's not easy at all. And there's some healing that have to take place. Right. There's some deliverance. There's some, some counseling. You know what I mean?
That's what it was. It was two becoming one flesh.
Right.
And then she had what I needed and I had what she needed. It really was. God put us together because I was lacking more of that little aggression that I sort of lost.
Right.
I always had it. But she rekindled it in me. She always had that little sweetness in her.
Right.
But she kind of lost it from all the nonsense she was going through.
Yes,
and he brought me being a sweet. I was sweet and kind and stuff like that. Still am. She still got that warrior. But now I can be a warrior too, and she can be. Yeah, it's balance. It's more balanced now. Yeah.
The balance is beautiful. I just love balance.
Right.
In life, I feel like that's one of the key to life is balance.
Right.
And finding it is so hard. It's not easy to have.
Right.
It's not easy to pursue. You know what I'm saying? To get, to reach. But once you reach it, once you kind of feel a little balance in your life, it just feels so good. It's like, man, that's where I want my whole entire life to be.
Right.
Balance in every area of my life.
Right.
So this was awesome. Like this was.
I hope we didn't want to go everything about our past or whatever. I hope we're still talking about boundaries and standards, but that's what it was. We were trying to set new standards. She had a standard when I first came into her life. She already was a mother of 4. I had a standard on how I was living my life, and I didn't want to cross the boundaries in her life, and she didn't want to cross the boundaries in my life. But we had to set a new standard so we could both have new boundaries together. You have to, if you're becoming one, you have to have the same boundaries.
Right.
You have to have the same standards.
You have to one mind.
Yeah.
One mind.
And one agreement. Like
one agreement, because
one
then
accord. You know, that's not always easy being on one accord with everything.
Oh yes.
But now it's beautiful.
It's,
you know how she said like. She didn't want me to take advantage of her, and I didn't want her to take advantage of me. Now I want her to take advantage of me. I want to take all the advantage of me that you want. I want her to take advantage of me.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
I love her. You know?
Exactly. And he knows I have the best, my intentions is nothing but the best for him.
Yeah.
He knows I'm not here to hurt him, literally, or, you know what I'm saying, degrade him or make him feel, you know what I'm saying, unimportant or anything. He knows my intentions, everything, every one of my intentions is all good.
Right.
It's all good for my husband. So.
Because we've been married for 9 years.
9
we've
years.
been married for 9 years. But before the 9 years, we were only together for like maybe 7 months, 8 months. So we had some growing to do. We didn't
a lot.
We didn't date.
We didn't date really. We didn't get a chance to even date or know each other. Honestly,
so it wasn't like 5 years of dating. Then we got married.
Right.
Like when we say we were together for 9 years, or married for 9 years. Okay, we've been married for 9 years, but we were only together for 9 years and maybe 6 months.
Right.
7 months.
Right.
So yeah, we didn't go through all the 5 years of just dating each other and all that stuff, and that's where some of the issues.
And if anything, let's leave you guys with this. Just before you get into any relationship, just really take the time to invest in yourself and see where you need healing from. Whatever area that you need to be fixed, that you need to better yourself for your man or your wife. You know, to work on that. You know,
and I believe we did.
Right.
And we thought we did have it fixed. But then as you get in a relationship, some things that you didn't even know you had in you comes to the surface.
Right.
Like she said,
It's like it was hidden.
Right.
And
that's the beautiful thing about a marriage is you're healing each other in the marriage. There's certain things that you're not going to get out of your character until you're connected to each other. Until you're in that marriage.
Right.
So certain things that God wants to reveal to you and wants you. Because if someone gets all your nerves outside of the world or outside of a relationship, you just get rid of them.
Right.
But if you're married and you said death to us part, there's no getting rid of you. There is in the world. But if you really do it like God told you to, He's going to do a great work in you if you just stick it out.
That's right.
The reason you're having issues is because He's trying to do a work in you. He's trying to get something in your character that you're going to get through the fire. And we went through the fire.
The fire, man. There is so much greatness in the fire. You can't feel it when you're going through because it hurts so bad.
Right.
You focus so much on the hurt because the pain is like... It feels like everlasting, like it's never going to end. It's like, when are we going to be free from this? Oh my God. Oh my God, it's like too much. I can't deal with this. Oh my God, you feel like you're pulling your hair out. It's like, oh, can I get a break, please? You know what I mean? But there is so much to gain from like the fire and the process. Oh my God.
It's kind of like when, I don't know like that much about this, what I'm going to say, but you could look it up. I need to look it up before I should probably have said it, but I think when you like boil gold to make it pure, when you're boiling it, all the stuff that's in the gold, before it becomes pure, it has to come to the surface. When it goes in the fire, it kind of melts it down, and all those impurities, all those imperfections gets to the surface, and then they get rid of all the stuff on the surface. And when they do that, the gold becomes pure. You got pure gold. So in the marriage, that's what God's doing. All that stuff that's in the surface, He wants to bring it up to the surface. That way you can get rid of all that stuff, and now you can start loving each other with purity, with a pure mind, with a pure heart, with a pure love. Not with an emotional love, not with baggage, all that other stuff. He wants to take you to the fire so He can show you what's inside of her, what's inside of me, and what to work on and what to not use anymore. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Let it be pure love. Let it be, like I said, let Him perfect you. He's perfecting our marriage. Every time you go through the fire, He's establishing you. He's perfecting you. That only happens when you go through suffering.
Yes.
It's through the fire, through trials and tribulations. You have to go through it. If you don't, then you're not gonna. There's certain parts of your character that won't really come into being until you go through the fire. If you keep running from the fire, if you keep running from all your problems and your trials, God's not going to be able to do exactly what he wants to do in
Right.
your character. He's trying to help you.
And I guarantee you will continue facing that trial. You go keep on going around the same circle.
Right.
And you're going to be like, you're going to get tired and weary.
Right.
It ain't God going to get tired.
Right.
You're going to get tired and weary.
Right.
Because you keep battling that same spirit, that same demon over and over again.
Yeah.
And I feel like any demon anything that comes to the surface to me, you getting ready to take it down.
Right.
Because if it's visible, you can aim at it and you can kill that thing.
Because you might not.
But if it's hidden, you don't know. Right. It's hidden because you don't know it's there.
Right.
It's hiding. So when it's visible, whenever you have a demon that comes up, a thing, whatever you're going through, issue, problem, anything, and it comes to surface, God is trying to show you it's time for you to take that down.
Right.
It's time for you to take that spirit out.
Right.
I want you to get that thing out of your life. You have the power. I give you the power to do that. And it's time for that spirit to come down.
Yeah,
because it's holding you hostage.
Exactly. He said once he's found, he's got to return.
You got to return it.
Yeah.
You got to return it.
But he's got to be found.
It has to be found.
If you keep on being like ignorant to it and
right.
you say, I don't have no issue, I
right.
don't have no problem, there ain't nothing wrong with me.
Exactly.
And people keep on showing you it.
Keep telling you over and over again.
Keep on going through the same issue. Oh, this boss ain't no good. You go to the next day, oh, it's always the same thing with the no.
You tell me all three bosses gonna have the same issue,
right?
And you're gonna see the same problem.
Or teacher, or whoever.
Self-evaluation. You gotta check it within yourself. Right. There's something wrong with you.
Right.
It's you. It ain't just the boss. Maybe it's the boss that they're doing stuff, but there's something on you that's causing that boss to react that way,
right.
To do the things that they do. You know what I'm saying? So right. Check yourself.
Right.
That's why sometimes it's us that making us go through the same mountains over and over and over.
Right.
Sit down and ask God, what is it? What is it? What am I missing, God?
Right.
What are you not showing me that I'm missing because I'm going through this thing over and over again for a reason? Right. Why? Mm-hmm. I'm missing something. Help me to find that.
And that's where setting a boundary can work against you. Okay, if you set a boundary around something that God's trying to take out, then you're blocking what he's trying to do in you. You can't. If
right.
You set a boundary, that means that you can't cross that boundary. So you're not even letting God do a work in you because you got a boundary around it. You have a standard like I'm going to be me. Well, regardless what it is, it's just me. Okay,
you is making you stressed out and depressed.
Right.
So you might as well be somebody else.
Right. You got to.
I'm telling you for real.
If your standard is if no one accepts me, if I'm just going to be me and you're going to have to accept it, that's your standard. Okay, well your standard's not working.
And your standard's going to make you stay where you at. There's no growth. Right. There's no growth for you. There's no growth at all.
And your boundary is I'm not going to let anybody tell me what to do. If you don't like me, that's just you. I got a boundary. I'll go find somebody who does it. Okay, if you do,
misery like company.
You're gonna find. There you go.
Misery love company.
You're gonna find someone that has your same attitude.
Same thing.
But you're gonna stay stuck in there because if you want to come out of something, you're gonna have to hang around.
Birds of a feather flocks together.
Right. You want to be an eagle. We were talking about that.
Yes.
Eagles don't flock. Eagles
they fly by themselves.
They're solo, yeah.
They are solo.
They don't need a flock. they don't need a group to make the right decisions or to go where they need to go.
Right.
An eagle, he goes by himself. He meditates. He has goals himself. You can help me, but I don't need you. I'm an eagle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Right.
You might need a flock. You might need to flock together and need a pat on the back every time. But an eagle, he can encourage himself. He really can.
That's good. Wow.
Just do. Yeah. just get it done.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Right.
But man, this is awesome. We actually stayed over time, so it's okay. Yeah, it's 53 minutes.
Oh, really? 53 minutes?
Yeah, this was awesome, guys. Listen, as much I don't know if it blessed you guys out there, but it blessed us so much. Right. Especially today with all the stuff that we've been facing and going through and things that just coming at us. It really helped us. We just released whatever was inside of us. You know what I mean? We got it out.
Right.
And it feels so good to just release that thing.
That's the end that's into the standards and boundaries.
Right. Yes, you have a continuation. That was a continuation of it. So that's
we're
all.
Pretty much done with
right.
that.
Thank you guys once again. See you guys in the next video. And this once again, this is Real Talk with Shawn and Julie.